in Crossroads, we meet Tony Spencer, who's built his own prison through high tech and through money, and he's alienated himself from everybody.
Yep.
And when he is in sort of the Shadowlands, as Lewis might call it, he has a conversation about the Old Testament God.
Right.
And can you just talk a little bit more about that, since you mentioned it?
Well, a lot of times, I mean, we try to comprehend the nature and character of God by looking at the old scriptures, and that's such a great question, and it's a very deep question, as you know. But a lot of times we make the assumption that what they thought they were hearing and seeing was accurate. We think, well, we know their cosmology wasn't right. Right? And we know their science wasn't exactly right, and their social relationships, they weren't right either. I mean, even by the end of the New Testament, there's no definitive statement about slavery, right? So we know that there has been an accommodation in terms of the character and nature of God to our blindness. This is part of the beauty of grace, is that God comes to find us. And that was so much so that when Jesus showed up, he was not recognizable inside the paradigm that religion had constructed. And so that we have a tension. We have created it, and I'm fully orthodox when it comes to the nature and character of God as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. To me, that's absolutely essential to a basis for both love and relationship. You have to have an other for love to actually exist, and it has to exist within the character of God. So that becomes essential for me, and I love that, and it allows for demonstration. And, the early church called it perichoresis, where we get choreography from making space for another. But religion has come along, and basically a chunk of modern, the way I grew up inside the evangelical church, was that Jesus came to save us from the Father. Right? And so there was a split in the character and nature of God in terms of God as Father, represented by the Old Testament, and Jesus as the New Testament, going, no, things have changed. Somehow, something's happened here. And instead of Jesus coming to say, let me tell you what the Father is really like, right? As opposed to your imaginations and how you painted the face of God.